Unit 8.
40, 44, 45, 45, 90,
Okay.
36, 60, 90.
So what kind of triangles are those? Right triangles. All right, and how do we find the missing, and y'all take a point, how do we find the missing side of a right triangle?
You do the Pythagorean.
Pythagorean theorem. Take a point. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. What did we use to find angle measures? What type of ratios? Starts with a T. Trigonometric ratios, yes. Trigonometry, yes. We use trig ratios. And what are the three trig ratios? Sine, cosine, and tangent. Take a point. When do we use sine and cosine and tangent? On what specific kind of triangles? Right triangles. Good, take a point. So you use law of sines on non-right triangles. And law of sines is basically a set of ratios that you can use to find missing parts. Now you have two cases when you can use law of sines. When you have angle, angle, side triangle, or angle, side, angle. Now let's look at this. This is the beginning of our ratio. And this is actually how you find the area. Yes. Yes. Better? Okay. Alright, so this is how you find the area under a triangle, but we're not worried about that at the moment. What do they all have in common? They all have a 1/2. And what do we do when it has something in common? Starts with an F.
Factor.
Factor, take a point. So we're going to, and factor is what mathematical operation?
Division.
Division. So we're going to divide everything by 1/2. And then what else do they all seem to have in it?
Sine.
Well, we can't divide by that. They do have a sign. So we're going to leave sign on top. They have a C. They also have, these two have A. And these two have a B. So we're going to factor out an A, B, C and see what happens. Now the reason we're doing this is because we're going from our area under a triangle to our law of sines ratios. So we're factoring out what they have in common. To do that, we're going to divide each of our little equal signs by 1/2 ABC, and we're going to see what's left over. So what is 1/2 divided by 1/2? 1. And if I factor out the B, those just cancel, and what happens to them? They go away. And what else cancels?
C.
So what's left over? What's left over on top?
A.
Sine of A. And what's left over on bottom?
1.
We canceled out the 1/2. We canceled out the B. We canceled out the C. What's left?
A.
Baby A. Does everybody see how we got that?
That's coming from the bottom.
Yes. So we canceled out our 1/2, right? And then we canceled out our B, and we canceled out our C. So left over on bottom is this A, and left over on top is the sine of A. All right. Now let's look at this one. This one. All right. What cancels out? The 1/2.
The A and the C.
Okay. So what's left on top?
Sine of B.
And on bottom? Baby B, little b. And then finally, what are we going to cancel out for the last one?
A and B, and then you'll be left with sine of C.
And we'll have C divided by
Sine of C divided by baby c, or little c. And you use this when you have a triangle that is what kind of triangle? Nope. Non-right triangle. It is very important that we remember that this is for non-right triangles. Yes. So like if I have A, B, and C, sine is in regards to the angles, correct? Not the side lengths. So these are the angles. Where would baby A be? on this triangle? Where would we put it?
On the inside.
If uppercase A is an angle, what would baby A be? A side. So it would be opposite. Where would baby B be? Opposite of?
B.
Okay, so it would be on segment AC. Are you paying attention? Are you sure? Because we're not using our calculator yet. And where would baby C be?
You cross and do line segment 8.
Yep. So this comes from this type of triangle. And you set it up as a proportion. And how do we solve proportions? You cross multiply. And that's what we're going to be doing today.
So you find like the first two and then you cross multiply.
So all we're trying to do is find our missing pieces. Now in our first triangle, you don't need scissors right now, put those down. In our first triangle, it says solve triangle ABC. When it says solve, that just means find the missing pieces. Whose side C is 12, angle C is 55, and angle A is 45. What should we do first?
Draw it.
Draw a triangle. Take a point. Did y'all write ABC like this, or did we put it a different way?
Like that.
Okay.
Why is it ABC? Oh.
All right, now what does it give us in our problem?
Little c, big C, and
Okay, so this angle is 45, correct?
Correct.
And what is the measure of angle C?
55.
55. All right, and then did they give us a side length?
Yes.
What side length did they give us?
Little c.
Little c.
And where would that be?
Across.
Good. And so this would be A, and this would be baby B. Now, does anybody know a way that we could find the measure of angle B? Because we need to find all the missing parts, and that's one of these that we are missing. Grace?
find the measure of
That's what I'm trying to ask. I want to find the measure of angle B. How?
you have
You just plug
is
it
it
in.
easy? Like
Mm-hmm.
you add them together and subtract it from 8?
Good. Take a point because it's a triangle, and the sum of a triangle is what? 180. So you add these two together and subtract it from 180 to get this inside angle. So what's 45 plus 55? And what's 180 minus 100?
80.
So angle B equals 80 degrees. Look at us go. We found a missing part and didn't have to do anything. Now, we need to find the side measure of A and the side measure of B right here. We're going to use one of our proportions. Now, which one do we have completed? Which of these ratios do we have completely?
C.
We have C. What is the measure of angle C?
55.
Okay, so we would write the sine of 55 divided by what?
Divided by 12.
And why did you choose 12?
It already gave us the thing that's crossing. It's little c.
Yes, it's little c. So you do the sine of angle C divided by little c. So we did the sine of angle C divided by little c. And do you guys want to find baby A or baby B first?
Maybe.
Does it matter? Really though?
No. Just
No. Let's go with A just for funsies. All right, so what are we going to write on top? Sine of 45. Why did you choose 45? Good. Take a point. And that's the measure for angle A, right? So the sine of 45 divided by little a. How do I solve this?
proportions.
Cross multiply proportions. So A times sine of 45 just gives us A times, I'm sorry, sine of 55, I got excited, times 12. Can't get my words out today, so I'm just going to write. How about that? So all I did was cross multiply. Now what do I do?
You're going to divide
Divide by what?
by A sine of 55.
We're trying to find A, so what do I divide by?
12.
Oh, 45.
You just divide by sine of 55. Who said that? Take a point. Now we're trying to get A by itself, so you can divide by this.
Wait, Miss Andrea,
Yes?
you got 45 from, oh, you just put the 12 with the sign? Oh, this is so awesome. Oh, I thought you were supposed to multiply 55 and 40. Wait, yeah, 55, 45, and 55. Oh, dude.
Alright, so in your handy dandy calculator, you need to type in 12 times the sine of 45 and hit equals. So do 12 times the sine of 45 and then hit equals. And then divide it by the sine of 55. Round to the nearest tenth. If a person at the table needs a calculator, pass up a calculator so they can do it, because we're not just sitting here. Are you done with yours?
Yes.
Write it down. You want me to check it?
Yes.
Okay. If you want me to check it, I'll come around and check it. So if you're trying to find B, you would set it up the same way. I'm just going to use a different color. You would do the sine of 55 divided by 12 equals the sine. What angle would we use this time, though, to find B? What words are those? Oh, okay. Divided by B. And then cross multiply. And so some of us are not doing our work. I'm not putting the answer on the board, and I'm going to come check it to make sure you got it right, and then we're moving on to the other one.
All these old people are talking about my forehead too.
We're doing math.
I did it.
All right, A, B, and C. Now this time they gave us what?
2 sides and 1 angle.
2 sides and 1 angle. So they gave us side A, which is right here, and it's 10. They gave us side B, which is right here, and it's 14. And they gave us angle A. Ooh, did I write that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, I wrote it wrong.
Mm-mm.
So we all make
Something's, I don't know. Something's off. Because we can't be an angle side side.
You're right though.
Right. B should be here.
Dang it.
Then it still wouldn't be. Okay. We're just going with it.
We're good.
We're doing it.
We're good.
We're doing it.
We're freaking doing it.
Okay. Now, what ratio do they give us? Because you're supposed to only use this when you have angle, angle, side, or angle, side, angle. This one was angle, angle, side. And this should be angle, side, angle. But I don't know what happened.
We're doing it.
We're doing it. We're going. We're just going for it. Yes. So how would I set it up?
Sine 39 divided by 10.
Alright, so sine of 39 divided by 10. And if we have the side length for 10, we need to go ahead and find the angle for 10, right? So then I would say sine of B divided by 14. Now if we're looking for angles, what are we going to have to do? Starts with an I. Inverse. Good, take a point.
This is going to be a lot of room to go around.
Alright, you cross multiply. You get 10 sine of B equals 14 sine of 39. And then what do I do?
You divide 10 sine.
Divide by 10.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Alright, and then from here, we're going to all plug it into our calculators together. Does everybody understand? because we're going to have to do the inverse to figure out what B is. All right, so in your calculator, I want you to do 14 sine of 39, and then I want you to divide it by 10. I should have found my notes that I wrote down earlier. Like a dummy.
It's okay. We're not going to do
What'd you get?
0.8. I got 0.88.
Yeah, I got 0.88.
All right. Yeah.
Go to the 100. Go to the 10,000th. 4 decimal places. Go to the 10,000th, just to be safe.
10, 4. No.
0. Point.
There's 88104885.
Okay. We'll go to 5 decimal places. Now we need the inverse, right? So I want you to do second sine, or however you get to your inverse, and then type in this decimal, 0.88104. Round to the nearest whole number.
61.8.
Round to the nearest whole number. 62.
Oh, sorry.
All right, so we got 62 degrees. Do we agree or disagree? All right, now if we know that angle B is 62 degrees, right, y'all? How can we find angle C? Add them and subtract from 180. So what is 62 plus 39?
That is 101.
And then 180 minus 101?
79.
79. So angle C is 79 degrees. Yes. Yes. All right, now I want you to find baby C. Use sine of 39 divided by 10, and then what are we going to use as the proportion with it? What is C? 79. So we're going to do sine of 79 divided by baby C. Why would we not use Pythagorean theorem to find C?
Because it's not right.
Because it's not a right triangle. Take a point. All right, while you're working that out, I'm going to bring you on your homework. Only do the front. It talks about law of sines. Yes.
How do you get 39?
I did 39 plus 62 and subtracted it from 180. Because it's a triangle, right?
Yes.
Okay.